Let's talk about the Super Mario Galaxy movie. It's ending. Where do we go from here? Is Super Smash Bros. On its way? Yes, I don't know. So this is a movie I had the opportunity to watch a couple of days ago at an early screening, and I enjoyed myself a lot. In my review, I tell you, this is definitely a movie for the hardcore gamers. It's an Easter egg galore, a very thin story and character development, but still a fun time, and it abruptly ends, in my opinion, and you're just sitting there like, wait, that was it. But there are two post-credit scenes, and this story is pretty easy to tell you what happens in like less than 5 minutes, and then we'll talk about what that exactly means for the story overall and the franchise into the future. So let's get into it. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. 50,000 subscribers is our goal. The Super Mario Galaxy movie, how does it end? Pretty much this movie follows the events of the previous one, where we see Bowser's attempt to marry Peach was thwarted by Mario and Luigi. Now he is kept small, miniature, in a miniature castle of his own inside Princess Peach's castle in her kingdom. And we see that Bowser Jr., his son, has come now to rescue his father, because he and his father always had a dream that they would build a planet together with a giant cannon at the top, and that they would live there and destroy planets and the universe. And he needs something to power this said cannon, and that power is going to come from Rosalina, who makes her appearance here, and she is what's going to power this. So at the beginning of the film, we see Bowser Jr. take her, and her Lumas have to find a way now to get her back. So one of them decides to go after her, and the Luma is taken by Bowser Jr., but then is set free by Rosalina in order to go find help. The Luma decides to find Princess Peach, because Rosalina always spoke of a story of Princess Peach, who is in charge of all of the Toads and has her kingdom and everything, and is brave. We later find out that this is because Rosalina and Peach are actually sisters, which is something that hasn't been made canon by Nintendo, but I think it's been speculated for a long time that they are interconnected in this way. So Peach and Toad decide to go out and save Rosalina without telling Mario, Luigi, or the Toads. And also now Mario and Luigi have a new friend, Yoshi, who they come in contact with after they were helping this desert town that were scared of a noise that was coming from a tunnel. It turned out it was just Yoshi, who was hiding because Yoshi in fact went to the city first and destroyed a very big dinosaur fossil and was in hiding. But now he's teamed up with Mario and Luigi to go on adventures together. So what they decide to do now is to go find Princess Peach, but before they can do any of this, then we see Bowser Jr. come through with a UFO and try to take the whole castle, because he knows his father's in there and wants to save him. But Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi are able to get all of the Toads out of the castle, and it's just Bowser in there and themselves. And then they crash land in this place where some bees live, a beehive of sorts, destroy part of their ecosystem, and now the bees are pretty pissed at them. Now, up until this point, we had seen Bowser pleading for Mario to let him get big again, that he can help them, and he wants to reconnect with his son. Maybe this could be a start of a great friendship and new beginnings. Mario kind of is on the fence about it, but he eventually lets Bowser come back to life. Well, come back to his regular size, but for Bowser, that's life. And Bowser actually, he's a real one, because at one point, the bees come and say, y'all destroyed our ecosystem, y'all will become slaves now and work and work and work. Bowser says, let them go to that galaxy. I can do more of the work than they can. I'll be the slave. Y'all go find Miss Rosalina, find my son, let's get this fixed. So Bowser stays and he becomes a slave of sorts. We see that Peach and Toad come across Fox McCloud. They're starting to sort of put the little grains or seeds here for the Super Smash Bros. Film, right? Because at one point we also saw Pikmin, we also saw Birdo. Birdo, in fact, isn't really a character you can play as in Super Smash Bros., but it is a little character that pops up as a side item as well sometimes. But we also got Rob, and we're also going to get Mr. Game & Watch at a point. So that's already a lot of seeds planted for the Super Smash Bros. Film, which I just don't know exactly how the story would be, but I do have a theory on there. Stay tuned for that this weekend. But we do see that Fox McCloud says that he just made it into this universe. He doesn't know how he made it. He was doing barrel rolls with his buddies, and eventually something sucked him in, and now he's here with them. So that could possibly be the thing that's going on here with the story of Super Smash Bros. And all of that. Maybe these characters eventually all end up in Mario's universe, and they're going to have to help them get back out there. And who knows how we're going to end up with all of them fighting, but we'll talk more about that in another video. We do see that Fox McCloud, Peach, Toad, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi eventually all group up together as they go to try and face Bowser and Bowser Jr. Because yes, Bowser Jr. is able to find his father Bowser with the bees, take him back, and eventually convince him, hey dad, let's do the destruction you wanted to do. Mario and Luigi, forget him. You got your son now. Bowser's a little bit conflicted about this verse. He is feeling some type of way because he did have a connection with Mario and Luigi, but now he has his son, so it's like, I don't know what to do, but I'll go with my son. Still, he doesn't want them killed, so he tells Bowser Jr., don't kill them, use another weapon on them. And that weapon is a weapon that turns Mario and Luigi into babies. At one point, we also see Toby turn into babies. They crash land on this planet that's filled with a T-Rex, but they're able to get the best of it because Bowser Jr. does throw his baby gun and they turn the T-Rex into a baby. So I love all of the callbacks they have for all of the Mario games and all of that from the 80s to today. Very, very fun. But it's game time now. Now they have to figure out a way to get to Planet Bowser, stop Bowser and Bowser Jr. from using and extracting all of the powers of Rosalina, because it seems that once they do, she is just going to die, and they're going to use her powers to destroy not just the Toad Kingdom, but also the whole universe until Bowser Planet is the only one alive. So we see that the Lumas come after Luigi sends a distress call, and they remember Luigi because Rosalina always told them about Mario, Luigi, and Peach, and they go to help bring Fox, Peach, Mario, Luigi, and Yoshi, and Toad into the planet of Bowser. And we see Fox is going to be a sort of distraction for all of the Koopas, as we see Mario and Luigi make it all the way to fight Bowser and Bowser Jr. and eventually kill Bowser as Bowser is thrown into a pit of lava. But then we see that Bowser reemerges as the Lord of Bones. He's a skull of sorts. Dry bones, yeah, there was dry bones in this film as well. So really, there's a lot of Easter eggs. I can't even count them in my head. So now we have Bowser Jr. and we have Bowser and Bones fighting both Luigi and Mario, and Yoshi as well as here. Fox is out there doing a distraction, and we have Peach trying to free Rosalina out of her captivity because the cannon's almost ready to launch. But what happens next is Bowser Jr. draws up this giant dragon of sorts that eventually turns on him and eats him, and Bowser watches in horror. Mario realizes this is going to be the only way. I have to go save Bowser Jr. So he does. He destroys the dragon. Eventually Bowser Jr. is freed and saved. They grab the paintbrush that he uses. Also, great callbacks to Mario Sunshine throughout as well with the Islanders. Really love that. One of my favorite games also. And we see that the day is saved now. We see that Peach and Rosalina are able to free Rosalina by using their shared power, because when their hands meet together, they're able to create life, and this power is what's able to be used to break her out of this confinement. And now Bowser Planet has been turned into an oasis, a green one. The Lumas are happy, the Toads are happy, but one thing's left to do is to rebuild Peach's castle, which they're able to do. Also, Mr. Game & Watch came in clutch at one point when Mario, Bowser, and Luigi were fighting. Gotta point that out because that's one of my favorite characters from Super Smash Bros. Melee. But we are now in the clear. We have a castle built up, and Peach gives Mario a kiss on the cheek, and Rosalina's there, the Lumas are there, the Toads are there. It's all fine and dandy. We see in a post-credit scene that Fox has taken Bowser and Bowser Jr. to be locked up. A Luma is now there as the prison guard and gives some pretty nihilistic advice to Bowser and Bowser Jr. as the credits roll. Then we have another credit roll, a reveal. A new character has been unlocked, and that character is Daisy. So looks like things are definitely like setting up for Mario 3. So I thought that the ending was pretty great. It was very abrupt though, I'll say, but I really loved the journey. I think it would have benefited from a little bit much more longer runtime, maybe diving deeper into some of these characters. There were a lot of moments, especially between Bowser Jr. and Bowser, that I enjoyed, and I think if you really let those moments flourish a bit more, we would have gotten somewhere. Also, I think Peach and Rosalina's relationship could have been made a lot better, because I really was loving the bit of backstory they were providing. I don't know if they're trying to save that for a third film or what, but I do love this, that they're trying to establish these princesses and who they are. I'm curious how Daisy fits into the puzzle for a third film. I don't know what comes next. There was no Wario, there was no Waluigi. Those would definitely be my picks to see in the next film, because I think we can let Bowser sit for a bit like the next film, because we've just gotten so much Bowser already, but such a fan favorite, I just don't see that happening. Maybe they could use him sort of a Hannibal Lecter where he's in jail and Mario visits him and things like that. I'm going way off the rocker here, because there's still the Super Smash Bros. Films. There's no way they introduced Fox McCloud just to throw him away, right? So I believe that Samus or that Kirby were going to appear here, especially with the whole Galaxy vibes and Fox already here. I thought we would get at least one of those cosmic characters already introduced, but alas, this is where we are. The next film in the Nintendo franchise of sorts is The Legend of Zelda, which I just don't see how that ties into Super Mario because that's live action, this is animation. Do they turn Link into an animated character? Do they have Link just as a live action with the animated characters? It's all up for debate what happens here next. But if they're going just with the originals from the first Super Smash Bros. Game, we already have Donkey Kong, we have Mario, we have Luigi, we have Yoshi, we have Fox. I think you just need Kirby and Samus. I don't know if they introduce any of the other unlockable characters still, or if we wait for that, but that's definitely where we are now. And Pokemon, for some reason, has to make it in here, maybe just Pikachu. I don't know how that happens. I don't know just yet. So I don't think it really served as a way to set up that film just yet. I think it's teasing, and I think they want to see the reception those characters had. Really love seeing the Pikmin though, because I love Pikmin, and I'm excited to see what the future holds. But pretty much we're just here. We've rebuilt Peach's castle. Rosalina and Peach have joined forces again as sisters. Mario and Luigi have made their bond more solidified. Bowser Jr. and Bowser are now together, albeit in jail, but they're together, father and son. And Yoshi is now part of the team. So everything seems good. We're starting to get into the rhythm of things. I do hope with the next one, they're able to really make it more fluid and feel much more whole. But we'll see what happens, because this movie was just at a breakneck speed where it just ended. And I was just like, I don't even know what to feel or say anymore. But hopefully with a Super Smash Bros. Film, we're able to bring it all back home. One of the things I think is that hub that they showcased in the film is going to be important, that connects all of these different worlds together, and that is the hub where we see Daisy come out of in the end credits scene. And I think that's going to be the way that they're able to say like these universes are going to clash together. Master Hand being the villain of Super Smash Bros. Makes sense, and maybe it'll be a Force first before it's showcased that it's actually just Master Hand. And I would be open for that. I think that would be a pretty dope way of making a Melee film. Fire Emblem and all of that just seems too far out there to even attempt to put that into a Smash Bros. Film. Keep it with the core, I believe, 8 or 10 of Super Smash Bros. 64. And I think that's where we're headed with this story. So I'm down for it. I'm excited. I cannot wait. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on Super Mario Brothers Galaxy movie. Did you enjoy it? Did you not? What did you think about the ending? I do love Rosalina being introduced. Her powers and everything with Peach were great. I just wish we got a little bit more, but I'm sure they're saving that up for the next film, and we'll see. Odyssey as well being a part of this film was something I did not expect. I thought that was some of the dopest shots though in the whole film, so I'm excited about it as well. Will we get Super Mario Wonder Elephant at some point? I don't know, but I hope so. I would love to see that happen. But let me know your thoughts and opinions. How do you think a Smash Bros. Film would work? Comment it below. Very curious to know. And let me know what other properties from the Mario universe you would love to see be showcased on the screen, because there was a moment here where they were going about it like it was like Super Mario Brothers 2 and 3. Super Mario Brothers 2 had a ton of callbacks as well in this one with Birdo and a ton of other things. I really do love that. And I just love seeing them go at it with the different enemies as well. The Goombas, the Koopas, Chirp, and all of those. Very, very fun stuff here throughout. Rob, very good, very good. But we'll see what happens. Let me know. The ending pretty much just is setting up for a new big bad, because we still don't know exactly who the big bad that Rosalina was trying to save Peach from was. It's never mentioned. I don't think it's Bowser. Could it in fact have been Master Hand? And that's exactly how they're going to try and put it all together. Now that Rosalina and Peach are back together, does the Master Hand want to come to take them to use their power for whatever it is, to create new worlds or any of that? You know what? Let's discuss that in the Super Smash Bros. Theory video we're going to do this weekend. But as always, that's going to do it for me. 50,000 subscribers is our goal. Let's get to it. Hit that like, hit that notification bell. On the road to 50,000. Stay safe, stay positive.